Okay, so Hurricane Milton, right? This thing has gotten a lot of us saying, whoa, wait a minute now. I mean, it went from 0 to Category 5 in what feels like a blink, you know? And I'm looking at the latest update here from FOX 13 News, 8:08 p.m. on October 7th, and they are not sugarcoating it, let me tell you. 180-mile-per-hour winds, and it's moving fast. We're going to break it all down for you right now, right here.
Yeah, it's not every day you see a hurricane, especially this late in the season, just explode like this. It's like it's got something to prove.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, so let's get right to it. Category 5, those 180-mile-per-hour winds you mentioned, 650 miles southwest of Tampa right now, and clocking in at 10 miles an hour, moving east. So for those of us, and I include myself in this, who need a refresher, what makes a Category 5 hurricane, different? I mean, we all know it's serious, but break it down for us.
It's the difference between, well, think of it this way. A Category 3 can rip your roof off. Right? And a Category 5, that could be the whole house gone. The damage potential is just enormous. Truly catastrophic. These are the storms we remember, the Andrews, the Katrinas, and for good reason, sadly.
Right. Those names are forever linked to those storms, and not in a good way. And they mentioned in the report that Milton's central pressure, it's exceptionally low, like record-breaking low. So what does that mean exactly? What's the significance there?
Okay, so think of it like, I don't know, squeezing a bottle of water or something, right? The tighter you squeeze, the lower the pressure inside, and then the water just explodes out. Yeah.
Right, makes sense?
Hurricanes are kind of similar, believe it or not.
Hmm.
Lower pressure inside the eye, that translates to much stronger winds. And this is the part nobody likes. That means the potential for a really dangerous storm surge goes way up.
And storm surge, that's the water the hurricane pushes onto the shore, right? The report's talking about maybe an 8 to 12-foot surge from Anclote all the way down to Fort Myers Beach. So what is it about storm surge that makes it so uniquely dangerous?
It's the force, the sheer unyielding force of it all. Imagine like billions of gallons of water just slamming against the coast, driven by, in this case, 180-mile-an-hour winds. It's a battering ram. Even buildings designed for hurricanes, they can be compromised by that kind of relentless power.
Okay, so we've got this Category 5 beast heading our way, but I'm seeing here that there's a chance it could weaken before it hits. They mentioned something called an eye wall replacement cycle. Can you explain what that is and how it works?
So picture it like this. You've got a hurricane, right? Imagine it as a dancer spinning really fast, and it's got a partner. That partner is the eye wall, the strongest part of the whole storm.
Okay, I'm with you.
Now, sometimes what happens is another eye wall forms further out, like the dancer suddenly switching partners in the middle of the spin. That's basically the eye wall replacement cycle. And while it might seem counterintuitive, this can actually cause the storm to weaken at first. It's like a trade-off, really.
There's always a catch, isn't there? I swear, that's how it always seems to work.
You said it. So while the most intense winds might back off a little, the hurricane itself can actually grow larger. It's like it's changing tactics. Instead of spinning super fast, it slows down the spin a little, but it gets bigger overall, which means a much wider area is affected.
Yeah, it's like trading a knockout punch for a wider reach, you
Yeah.
know? You might not get hit as hard in one spot, but the overall impact is still huge.
Yeah. That's not exactly the trade-off we were hoping for, but I get it. So even if it weakens, we're not out of the woods yet, are we?
Not by a long shot. Even a weakened Milton would still be a major hurricane. Don't let your guard down based on that alone. And remember that storm surge we talked about? That doesn't just disappear because the wind speed dips a little. That's still a major threat no matter what. That's good to, well, not good, but important to keep in mind, for sure. So let's talk about what this means for us here in the Tampa Bay area. They've already issued watches and warnings, right?
They have, and this is where understanding the difference is really important. A watch means conditions are favorable for something to develop. Basically, be ready, a warning. That means it's expected, it's coming, and you need to take action. And right now, the Tampa Bay area is under a hurricane warning. So folks, it's time to take this seriously.
No doubt about it. What about the rain situation? We haven't even touched on that yet, and the report made it sound like it could be pretty bad.
Yeah, several inches are expected, at least. Could even see up to a foot in some areas.
Yeah.
Which of course leads to, you guessed it, flooding. And sadly, flooding is often the deadliest and most damaging part of a hurricane.
Wow, a foot of rain. That's a lot. So besides the obvious things like having sandbags ready, what are some things people should be doing right now to get ready for potential flooding?
It's often the less obvious things that slip people's minds. Anything outside that could be damaged by water, like patio furniture, grills, things like that, bring them inside.
Hmm.
Clear out those gutters and downspouts. Got to make sure water can flow freely. Inside, if you can, move valuables and important documents to a higher level, just in case. Better safe than sorry.
All great advice. I'm taking notes here myself. One more thing from the report, and this is interesting. They're saying we could see some heavier rain even before Milton officially gets here, maybe as early as Monday, Tuesday.
That's right. Florida, we're known for those afternoon thunderstorms, right? But with all this extra tropical moisture hanging around, thanks to Milton, those normal everyday storms, they could get a whole lot stronger, a lot quicker. So yeah, we could easily see some localized flooding even before the hurricane makes landfall.
So even before the main event, we could be looking at some serious pregame showers.
Exactly. It's like, remember that house guest analogy? Hurricanes are like that house guest that starts rearranging your furniture a week before they show up. It's not just the hurricane itself, it's everything that comes with it before, during, and after.
That is one house guest I am not looking forward to hosting, that's for sure.
Yeah, no kidding.
So we've talked about the intensity, the surge potential, all that rain we're going to get. What's the biggest thing, the most important thing you want people to take away from all of this?
Honestly, be ready. Be prepared. This isn't a drill. Even if, and we all hope, this hurricane doesn't hit your area directly, it's a huge wake-up call,
Yeah.
especially here in Florida. We're vulnerable. Know your evacuation zone, have a plan, have that hurricane kit ready to go. Those things should be second nature to us living here.
Absolutely. I think we can all get caught up in those scary headlines and the what ifs, but one thing I always find reassuring is just how resilient we are. People come together, neighbors helping neighbors. That community spirit is powerful.
It really is. Every time we go through one of these, you see it again and again. It's like this shared understanding that we're all in this together. And that kind of support, that willingness to help each other out, that's just as important as any physical preparation you can do.
Couldn't have said it better myself. On that note of hope and that awesome community spirit we've got here, we're going to wrap up this deep dive for now. But remember, things can change fast, so stay tuned to your local news, listen to what the officials are saying, and most importantly, stay safe out there. We're going to get through this together, Florida.